behavioral ventures is how banking looks in the future. To understand how banking looks in the future, maybe we just have to understand a bit, let's say, how is the history of banking? So when banking starts, finally it started in Mesopotamia like 2,500 years ago. As like mentioned, one of these documents that there were people who like borrowing or lending money to other ones to finance projects. Yeah, I would describe this as like banking 0.0. Yeah, so question is, what is banking 1.0? Yeah, banking 1.0 is then more or less in Middle Europe. Not many people knowing this, but it was originally implemented by the Knights Templar, and they brought it actually from Middle East. They brought it from Turkey, from Jordan, from Lebanon to Europe back, because at this time it was very difficult to travel. It was very dangerous to have gold, diamonds, and all this money with you. So what they put it in, let's say, one church in Europe, and when they came then to Jerusalem or somewhere else, they could get the payout. It was banking 1.0, let's say, very trustable based at this time. And the Templars, they more or less, they brought it from Middle East to Europe. So that's banking 1.0 for me. So banking 2.0, I would comment is like the 80s. Yeah, this was kind of introduction of ATMs around the 80s. Yeah, second generation of digital banking. Banking 2.0 describes banking in the computer age for me. We all remember maybe this one. It's not so far ago. So that's describing for me with the first computers. Yeah, at this time it's banking 2.0. I remember. My uncle, he was president of the SEC in New York, Ivan Oblensky, and he came once home and with a very big disc. Yeah, it was like a record, like a big one. Most people didn't know it anymore. So this was like first data story. Of course, every iPhone today has much more capacity as this record had, but this was from the 80s, was Siemens, Nixdorf. It was implemented together with IBM, the infrastructure for the banking at this time. So this is 2.0, then we have banking 3.0. It was then coming up with the World Wide Web, yeah, let's say 90s, yeah. And at this time, I started my banking career as apprenticeship is the right word, sorry, it took a while, via banks, and I still had to discount physically papers. Yeah, so today, if I talk with bankers, they just leave the university, the bank, they don't even know these products anymore. But I had to discount it. I was driving with my little car at this time to the central bank. I went to the central bank and gave the papers there. So that was for me like banking, or I would describe banking 3.0, yes. So first, banks offered their products and services, let's say, via internet. So now, banking 4.0. So today we heard about how banking has been changed in the panel which I had, and before also we see how innovation and technology drives all this banking 4.0. And my understanding of banking 4.0 is it's a kind of customer-based bank where customers' information get implemented in the banking system. Do we have any questions to this, or someone want to share his experience? No? So what means, let's say, banking 4.0 for me? It's the so-called fourth banking revolution is characterized by individualization, what we also heard with Penderson yesterday before, or hybrid products and the integration of customer and business partners into business processes with the new technologies. We also heard today about AI technology, blockchain technology, data storage, and all these kinds of things. Yeah? And of course also to get an assistant in this. Yeah? So my last question to the speaker was, because now I have this keynote speaking here today, do you believe that banking in 2 years looks like the same it looks today? Questions to you. Who thinks it will look the same? No, everyone's shaking their head, so I think everyone thinks banking in 2 years looks completely different. Or someone has a different opinion? That's great. We have only very positive people here about technology and innovation. This is what I like in Dubai. So, no, the future definitely looks different. So, as people say I'm a crypto and blockchain guy. Yes, I am. But my fundament is very based on traditional banking. So, and I see how much innovation goes there and how much technology we have there. And if I look to the banks on the other side, there's a big discrepancy. Yeah? And I not only see this in banking 4.0, I also see this in equity companies who has been successful on the market since many years, and now they find out, oops, I have this 20-year-old guy like developing software solution. What would help me to reduce my costs in the bank maybe of 20 or 25%, but the bank don't have any access to this kind of technology. So how to, here in Ventures, we try to connect this kind of people, yeah, this entrepreneur together with Banking 4.0, to bring this out and to implement, let's say, to build a portfolio of products which are banks later able to implement and to install in their product chain. I want to give one example here. I thought the presentation is still not running. We have been invested in a company in Estonia, and they have your whole KYC ML on a QR code. So principally a bank, what we discussed today, what is the privacy when I give my data to the bank? What are they doing with this data? Yeah. Principally, the bank don't have to know your private data. Yeah. So everything is stored on the QR code. Means if you go to the process to the bank and you say, look, this is my QR code, they can do KYC AML in a minute. So we went with this product to the European Union because, oh, great, they can reduce their costs, less taxes for the people. So this was our idea. So we've been there in Bristol and we represented this, how I think, very good product there. And they said no. Why? We can reduce the cost, we can be more efficient, everything is good. And they said no, because it would somehow, the answer would destroy the traditional way how to do it, and we would have to release people. Okay, I understand this, but you want to be a dinosaur or you want to be developer? So Middle East is completely different. The mindset up, the decisions, how fast decisions can be made. And this is one, for me, innovative driver here in the region. The decisions can be made here much faster and really based on economy and on efficiency. And we have seen this many times in Dubai, that they sometimes even moving faster as technology. And this is what all entrepreneurs at the moment who love Dubai, why they coming to Dubai. So saying this, what are the main changes maybe in banking 4.0 in a more like global space? Anyone has an idea what this could be? I have only 3 minutes, so I have to run a bit. Please. What? Yes, definitely, yes. From a government perspective, when I just spoke about Dubai, what could this be? CBD cities. Yeah, these are central bank digital currencies. as a blockchain guy, I'm not very, to be happy about it, because for me it's just that the government tried to take influence on my privacy. Because with CBDCs, they can exactly say to your salary, you can only spend 20% of your salary for accommodation, 10% for food, 5% for taxis, and so on. Do we want this? No, I think no one of us want to give up freedom and peace. Yeah, but principally, that's the way to go. In my opinion, we have all the fiat currencies are most likely already like a digital currency, because 98% of the fiat currency is digital money and not really like printed money anymore. So it's only a small step for the government of making these changes in general. So what else could be like development or technique on this? I spoke already about it, KYC, AML, someone has an idea here? No? So principally, if you look at the moment how the banking process works and the onboarding process of a new customer, yeah, the most like compliance work is done in the background by the banks, because they have to find out, okay, where the money comes from, where's the source of wealth, does this guy have a clear track record, what he did before, and so on. So to make a bank more efficiency and more like customer friendly, in my opinion, this process is a way to go. So, I mean, we've all been through this banking process, and what I missed today a bit in all of this discussion is, if I talk today with entrepreneurs and new startups coming to Dubai, their question is not about who banks offering the best service. They have only one question: where do I get a bank account? So, and this is, in my opinion, also like a big problem at the moment in Dubai, because Dubai loses attraction because a lot of entrepreneurs, they go into other countries where they have a bank account with setting up the company. But that's only besides, let's say. So what I want to say here, if Dubai or if the UAE want to be on the top of the developing, in my opinion, also from the central bank side, they have to do the regulations in a such way to make it easier for the banks to implement the new technologies. And especially in the compliance part, we all understand we belong still to the SWIFT system. Let's see what BRICS will bring, what changes. But principle, we have to do KYC to get Dubai not like grey listed or whatever, where we are at the moment, and I want to do a payment from Europe to Dubai, or the opposite way. My bank in Europe calls me and says, okay, please show me invoice, who's the one, even I take a short word, let's say the company has 3 names, and I take the first names because this is how the company calls themselves. They're calling me and say, sorry, we cannot do the payment because I have to know the full name. So this can be much shorter, much more straightforward, and also more cheaper done for the banks and for higher customer satisfaction. I think that's very important, at least also if we look to the cost structure of each bank in the Middle East. If I compare them with competitors in the world, banks in the UAE, they're overheaded. They have too many people working in efficiency structures compared to other countries. So what else could be? Oh, my time's up. Thank you for listening to me. I hope it was not so bad with our presentation. I did my best. Thank you very much.